Late Night Health continues. Coming up in maybe 10 minutes or so, Joseph Cristiano will be talking to us about the stem cell revolution and how stem cells can help change our lives, save us from disease. We'll find out more about that coming up here on Late Night Health. Right now we're talking about mind, body, spirit as it relates to, believe it or not, business and how to do your business, I guess, correctly. Our guest, Phonpadith from the SOAR Community Network. Molly, just before we went to our break, we talked about, or I mentioned, do we look back at our past to move forward, or do we block our past and move forward?
You know, I think when you really want to live a life of authenticity and purpose, you have to look at the whole of where you came from, your upbringing, what you collected and gathered along the way, who nurtured you, as well as the nature, the environment. I think it's a holistic view and accepting and seeing who you are for, you know, as a whole, as a collective of all of the iterations of many lives that you lived in just this one until you got to this moment. And secondly, I think, you know, when you look at the past and you look at not just the deep, dark, traumatic, painful moments, but the triumphant ones, the little things that we forget to celebrate, they teach us so much, and they become a part of our mindset, our belief systems. They get ingrained in, you know, even at a cellular level, and muscle has memory. All those things are connected. So the way in which you relate to experiences in the present and how you want to project and manifest into the future, it's all from this thing called the brain that we sometimes have to rewire, because sometimes we keep the things that don't serve us anymore, and we use our memories, even especially the bad ones and the ones filled with fear, to make decisions that we think are brand new decisions, but we're just repeating old patterns. So I think it's a combination of not holding on to things in the past that don't serve us anymore, but learning from them, and then releasing them if they are no longer a part of the story. So I do believe that our past does help us because of the lessons we learn to move forward. But if we allow fear to continue to drive our decisions, that can actually be a bad thing versus a good thing.
You know, with SOAR, you work with small businesses. They join to learn how to move forward. Would that be a simple explanation on what SOAR is?
It's pretty simple. We work with actually small and mid-sized companies. So, you know, typically we have companies who have at least 50 employees, all the way up to 1,000, 2,000 employees is kind of like our sweet spot, although we've worked with larger clients and we work with smaller clients. But typically that's the range. And what we truly help do is map their corporate DNA. And what that means really is making sure that we start with the leadership team and we get them to clarify their truest vision, mission, and values. People say they do this all the time, but we get to a place where we actually inspire the leaders with our tools and our processes to come from a place of legacy and what they stand for, so that it gets impacted throughout the entire organization. The vision and mission they set impacts the vision and mission that needs to be mapped at a department level, so team by team by team, department by department by department. And that allows us to really tell the real story. You know, it's like we like to say that our approach to branding and marketing is unique in the sense that it's from the inside out. We don't just spin messages around your mission and core values because of benchmarks and because of what your industry is doing and then borrow the concept. We actually want to map the leaders from the very beginning and use the authentic messages to help with employee engagement, and then employer branding, making sure that their marketing and their branding is really speaking truth to the consumers, because inside the company they're actually living the core values that they speak so much about in their brand promises.
And at the same
so
time...
that's what we do.
Got it. And at the same time, most people who are employed today, over 50%, I think it's over 70%.
It's over 70 now, yes.
Hate what they do.
Right. They're not engaged. They don't feel seen or heard. There's a lot of depression. There's a lot of anxiety. More and more people in the workforce are having to take medication. They don't have days off, and then they feel guilty when they do. It's a really dire situation in corporate America. So, we started working primarily with small businesses, but we got the call from larger companies, especially those with progressive leaders, and say, we need to do something about our internal messaging, not just the external stuff we're trying to sell our products and services, but we got to keep our people. We got to find out what we're not doing
to keep the people. Will you come back again?
Yes.
All right. Molly Phonpadith is our guest. SOAR Community Network. Join them at soarcommunitynetwork.com. We'll have an article and a picture of Molly on our website, and you'll be able to connect with her that way. Molly, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
And coming up next, and of course, we are available for Molly and tea. I just wanted you to know that. All right, we got to go. We'll be back in just a couple of moments with Joseph Cristiano. Don't go away.